Are you eating breakfast every morning yet still feeling tired by midday, gaining weight slowly, or watching your blood sugar, cholesterol, or blood pressure creep up year after year? Here's a surprising truth most seniors are never told. It's not whether you eat breakfast, it's what that breakfast does to your metabolism. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As we age, our metabolism becomes more sensitive to the first meal of the day. Breakfast sets the hormonal and metabolic tone for the next 12 hours. It influences insulin, cortisol, liver function, brain energy, and even inflammation levels. When breakfast is wrong, even if it looks healthy, it quietly accelerates fatigue, fat storage, memory decline, and aging. Many seniors are told to eat cereal, toast, fruit juice, or low-fat foods in the morning, but these foods spike blood sugar quickly, forcing insulin to rise. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, a root cause of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, brain fog, and cardiovascular disease. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your metabolism like a thermostat. Breakfast is the first hand that touches it every day. If you crank it too high with sugar and refined carbs, your body overcorrects. Insulin rises, energy crashes, hunger returns, and fat storage turns on. But if you set it gently and correctly, your metabolism runs smoothly all day. This is why breakfast matters more for seniors than for younger adults. A well-designed breakfast can stabilize blood sugar for hours, protect muscle mass and bone health, support brain focus and memory, reduce inflammation and joint pain, improve heart and metabolic longevity. A poorly designed breakfast does the opposite, quietly and consistently. The root cause we'll focus on today is morning insulin mismanagement and liver overload. The liver plays a central role in regulating blood sugar and energy after waking. If it's overwhelmed early in the day, everything downstream suffers, including weight control, mental clarity, and long-term health. In this talk, I'll show you exactly what seniors should eat for breakfast to support a healthy, energized, and independent life. These are foods that work with your physiology, not against it. You'll learn why protein and healthy fats are essential in the morning, which healthy breakfast foods actually accelerate aging, how to structure breakfast for stable energy and longevity. Simple, realistic breakfast options you can use daily, no extremes, no medications, just physiology and common sense. And if this kind of clear, science-based guidance is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you optimize metabolic health, energy, and longevity, naturally. Now, before we go food by food, let me give you a clear overview of the 6 science-backed insights we'll cover so you understand exactly why these breakfasts work. Let's begin with the single most important rule for a healthy senior breakfast. Protein must come first. Most seniors eat carbohydrates first thing in the morning: toast, cereal, fruit, juice, or oatmeal. Even when these foods are labeled whole grain or natural, they digest quickly and spike blood sugar. That spike forces insulin to rise, and insulin tells the body to store fat and suppress energy release. Here's what's really going on inside your body. After an overnight fast, your blood sugar is already slightly unstable. Cortisol is naturally higher in the morning to help you wake up. If you add sugar or refined carbs on top of that, cortisol and insulin rise together, a combination that accelerates muscle loss, belly fat, and brain fog. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your metabolism like a fire. Protein is the kindling that lights it slowly and steadily. Sugar is gasoline. It flares up fast, then burns out, leaving you cold and tired. What the research shows is that seniors require more protein per meal than younger adults to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and support brain neurotransmitters. Studies suggest 25-35 grams of protein at breakfast helps preserve muscle, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce hunger later in the day. Protein also slows digestion, reduces insulin spikes, supports dopamine and acetylcholine for focus and memory. Signals the liver to release energy steadily. Now let's make this practical. Best breakfast protein options for seniors: eggs, 2 to 3 whole eggs, Greek yogurt, plain, full fat, cottage cheese, leftover fish, or chicken protein smoothies with whey or collagen pairing protein with healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or nuts further stabilizes blood sugar and supports brain health. Here's a simple breakfast example: 2 eggs cooked in olive oil a small bowl of Greek yogurt, a handful of berries. This combination feeds the brain, protects muscle, and keeps insulin stable for hours. Now, an important warning: if breakfast lacks protein, your body pulls amino acids from muscle tissue to maintain blood sugar. This accelerates sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and weakens metabolism. Let me repeat this key point because it matters. Protein at breakfast is not optional for seniors. It's foundational. If this explanation is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I share clear, science-backed strategies like this every day to help you protect your metabolism, energy, and longevity, naturally. Next, we'll address a common myth that confuses many seniors: the belief that low-fat breakfasts are healthier, and why this approach actually damages hormones and brain health. The second critical principle for a healthy senior breakfast is this: low-fat breakfasts damage metabolic and brain health. This idea has been repeated for decades, that fat is dangerous, that it raises cholesterol, that it should be avoided in the morning. But what the research actually shows is the opposite, especially for seniors. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Healthy fats play a central role in hormone production, brain structure, and blood sugar stability. Nearly 60% of the human brain is made of fat. When seniors remove fat from breakfast, the body compensates by increasing hunger hormones and stress hormones, particularly cortisol. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine trying to drive a car using only air in the tires and no oil in the engine. You might move for a short distance, but damage is inevitable. Healthy fats are the oil that keeps your metabolic engine running smoothly. When breakfast contains fat, several powerful things happen. Digestion slows, preventing blood sugar spikes. Insulin stays lower and more stable. Satiety hormones increase. Brain cell membranes remain flexible and responsive. What the research shows is that diets including monounsaturated and omega-3 fats improve insulin sensitivity, cognitive function, and cardiovascular markers, especially in older adults. Examples of healthy breakfast fats for seniors: olive oil, avocados, nuts and seeds, egg yolks, fatty fish, salmon, sardines. Now let's contrast this with a low-fat breakfast. A bowl of cereal with skim milk may look healthy, but it digests rapidly, spikes glucose, and leaves you hungry within an hour. Over time, this pattern drives fat storage and inflammation, not weight loss. Here's a smarter approach. A balanced senior breakfast should include protein to stimulate muscle and brain function, fat to stabilize hormones and energy, fiber to support gut and insulin control. For example, eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts, cottage cheese with olive oil and vegetables. These meals send a clear signal to the body: energy is available, stress is unnecessary. Let me repeat this because it's critical. Fat does not make seniors fat. Insulin spikes do. And insulin spikes are driven by sugar and refined carbohydrates, not healthy fats. Next, we'll move into a topic that quietly undermines senior health every morning: the liver's role in breakfast metabolism and how the wrong foods overload it before the day even begins. The third principle is one almost no one talks about, yet it explains why so many seniors feel tired shortly after breakfast. Your liver determines how good or bad your morning feels. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When you wake up, your liver has already been working all night, regulating blood sugar, detoxifying waste, and supplying glucose to the brain. If breakfast overwhelms the liver with sugar or refined carbohydrates, it can't regulate blood glucose properly. The result is fatigue, brain fog, and cravings before noon. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your liver like a traffic controller at a busy intersection. If too many cars arrive at once, traffic jams form. Sugar-heavy breakfasts flood the liver with glucose, creating metabolic chaos. Fruit juice, honey, jam, white bread, and sugary cereals are especially problematic. They bypass digestion and hit the liver fast, forcing it to convert excess sugar into fat. What the research shows is that fructose overload, even from natural sources like juice, increases liver fat and insulin resistance over time. This directly affects energy, cholesterol, and metabolic health. So what does the liver actually need in the morning? It needs protein to support detox pathways, fat to slow glucose release, fiber to regulate absorption. A liver-friendly senior breakfast might look like eggs with sautéed vegetables, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, leftover fish with olive oil. Now, here's the key behavior change. Avoid liquid calories in the morning. Juices and sweetened drinks hit the liver too fast and offer little satiety. Whole foods require digestion, and digestion is protective. Let me repeat this key point for clarity. Protect the liver at breakfast and energy improves naturally. If this content is helping you understand your body better, consider subscribing. I post practical, science-based guidance every day to help you build health from the inside out, naturally. Next, we'll address a mistake many seniors make when trying to eat light in the morning, and why skipping breakfast or under-eating actually backfires metabolically. The fourth principle is one that sounds logical on the surface, but actually harms senior health over time. Eating too little or skipping breakfast raises stress hormones and accelerates aging. Many seniors say, "I don't feel hungry in the morning," or "I'm trying to eat light to control weight." But here's what's really going on inside your body. As we age, hunger signals become less reliable. Appetite hormones like ghrelin decline, while stress hormones like cortisol become more dominant. When you skip breakfast or eat very little, cortisol stays elevated for hours. Elevated cortisol breaks down muscle, raises blood sugar, increases belly fat, and accelerates cognitive decline. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine running your house on emergency power every morning. You might save electricity briefly, but over time, the system degrades. Skipping breakfast forces your body into emergency mode, burning muscle for fuel instead of using food. What the research shows is that regular protein-containing breakfasts in older adults are associated with better muscle preservation, improved insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, more stable energy and mood. Skipping breakfast may work temporarily in younger people, but in seniors, it often backfires, especially when combined with poor sleep or medications. Now, this doesn't mean you need a large breakfast. It means you need a purposeful breakfast. A senior-appropriate breakfast should contain protein to shut off cortisol, include fat to slow digestion, be eaten within 1 to 2 hours of waking. Even something simple works. Greek yogurt with nuts, eggs with olive oil, cottage cheese with seeds. The key is signaling safety to the nervous system. When cortisol comes down, insulin stabilizes. When insulin stabilizes, energy improves. When energy improves, movement increases. And that's how healthy aging compounds. Let me repeat this important point. Under-eating in the morning is a form of stress for the aging body. Next, we'll talk about one final breakfast mistake that quietly sabotages senior health: the belief that all carbohydrates are bad, and how to use the right carbohydrates to support longevity. The fifth principle is one that causes a lot of confusion. Not all carbohydrates are harmful. The type and timing matter. Many seniors hear carbs are bad and either remove them completely or choose the wrong ones. Both approaches can create problems. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your brain still needs glucose, even as you age, but it needs slow, controlled glucose, not rapid spikes. When carbohydrates digest too quickly, blood sugar rises fast, insulin surges, and energy crashes. Over time, this damages blood vessels, nerves, and brain cells. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of carbohydrates like water for a plant. A gentle drip nourishes it. A sudden flood washes nutrients away and damages the roots. Fast carbs flood the system. Slow carbs nourish it. What the research shows is that low glycemic, fiber-rich carbohydrates improve insulin sensitivity, gut health, and cognitive function in older adults. They also feed beneficial gut bacteria, which reduce inflammation and support brain health. So which carbs belong in a healthy senior breakfast? Best carbohydrate choices: small portions, berries, blueberries, strawberries, cooked vegetables, spinach, mushrooms, zucchini, chia seeds, or flax seeds, a small portion of oats only if paired with protein and fat, and which ones should be avoided in the morning: white bread and toast, sugary cereals, fruit juice pastries, and baked goods. Here's a smart example: Greek yogurt plus berries plus nuts. This combination slows glucose absorption, feeds the brain, and keeps insulin stable. Now, a critical timing insight. Carbohydrates are better tolerated later in the day, when muscles are more insulin sensitive. In the morning, the goal is stability, not stimulation. Let me repeat this key point for clarity. Carbs should support breakfast, not dominate it. If this explanation is helpful, consider subscribing. I share daily, science-backed strategies to help seniors protect energy, metabolism, and longevity naturally. Next, we'll bring everything together into simple breakfast templates so you know exactly what to eat tomorrow morning without thinking. Now let's make this extremely practical because knowledge only matters if you can use it tomorrow morning. The sixth principle is about simplicity and consistency. Seniors don't need complicated recipes or superfoods. They need repeatable breakfast templates that support metabolism, brain health, and longevity, day after day. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your metabolism thrives on predictability. When you eat balanced meals consistently, insulin rhythms stabilize, cortisol comes down, and digestion improves. Chaos in food timing creates chaos in hormones. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your body like a well-trained orchestra. When each section comes in on time, the music is smooth. When timing is off, everything feels stressful. Breakfast sets the rhythm. So here are 3 senior-optimized breakfast templates you can rotate through the week. Template 1, protein plus, fat plus, fiber, 2, 3 eggs cooked in olive oil, sautéed vegetables, spinach, mushrooms, optional avocado. This supports muscle, liver, and brain health. Template 2, dairy-based stability, plain full-fat Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, a small handful of berries, nuts, or seeds. This is gentle on digestion and excellent for blood sugar control. Template 3, light but purposeful protein smoothie with whey or collagen, add chia seeds or flax seeds, blend with unsweetened almond milk. This works well for seniors with low appetite. Now, a few non-negotiable rules. Avoid fruit juice, avoid sweetened coffee drinks. Eat within 1-2 hours of waking, drink water before coffee. These small behaviors protect insulin, the liver, and cortisol rhythms. Let me repeat the most important idea here. A good breakfast is not about calories. It's about hormonal signals. When breakfast is built correctly, hunger decreases, energy stabilizes, and weight becomes easier to manage without effort. Next, we'll close by tying all these principles together. And I'll give you a simple challenge you can start tomorrow to support a healthier, more energized life. Let's bring everything together because a healthy breakfast for seniors is not about trends, restriction, or perfection. It's about supporting your physiology so your body can age well. Here's what we've really learned today. As we age, the first meal of the day becomes a powerful metabolic signal. Breakfast tells your body whether it's safe to burn energy or whether it needs to conserve and store. When breakfast is built incorrectly, too much sugar, too little protein, no healthy fat, insulin spikes, cortisol stays elevated, and the liver becomes overloaded. Over time, this quietly accelerates fatigue, weight gain, inflammation, and cognitive decline. But when breakfast is built correctly, the opposite happens. Let's quickly recap the key physiological insights. Protein at breakfast is essential to preserve muscle, support brain neurotransmitters, and shut down stress hormones. Healthy fats stabilize insulin and protect the brain rather than causing weight gain. The liver must be protected in the morning by avoiding sugar and liquid calories. Skipping or under-eating breakfast raises cortisol, accelerating aging in seniors. The right carbohydrates, in small amounts, support gut and brain health, while refined carbs do damage. Simple, repeatable breakfast templates create consistency, which the body thrives on. This is root cause health. We're not chasing symptoms like fatigue or weight gain. We're fixing the hormonal and metabolic environment that creates them. Now here's your simple challenge. Tomorrow morning, change just one thing. Add protein to your breakfast, or remove juice, or include healthy fat. Then pay attention. Notice your energy at midday. Notice your focus. Notice your hunger levels in the afternoon. Your body gives feedback quickly when it's supported properly. Remember, healthy aging isn't about doing everything at once. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time. Breakfast is one of the easiest places to start because you repeat it every day. And if this added value to your life, like the video and subscribe to join a community of people optimizing metabolic health, energy, and longevity naturally. I share clear, science-based guidance every day to help you live stronger, sharper, and healthier at any age. Your body is designed to heal and adapt when you give it the right signals. Start tomorrow morning.